Combien comme moi ne vont plus à l'école? Combien d'écoles fermées par ceux qui violent? Obligato non parto carondotto. Obligato se va la mio ricordo. Plus de route ne mène à mon école. Plus d'écoliers ne jouent sur le sol. I'm good up to walk back l'école là.
Je veux entendre à nouveau la cloche sonner le matin tôt. Je veux porter mon sac au dos. Je veux retourner à l'école.
Comme chaque enfant, je veux rêver, voir la vie sourire à mes côtés, retrouver mes jours de classe et dessiner mon avenir. Raiwa papatai seide ilimi, mutai makiara musuko maboko. Raiwa papatai seide ilimi, domiara sune manyangobe.
Ay faji l'école kuro yome. Ay faji ay cheron yo kuro yo kuna. Yero hore yero juri yero kam yero kuro rame. Ay faji kaino yo kaga juri ga koyi ga ka. Haya sibara kala ye macho. Haya sibara kala ye macho.
La cloche sonner le matin tôt. Je veux porter mon sac au dos. Je veux retourner à l'école. Je veux entendre à nouveau la cloche sonner le matin tôt. Je veux porter mon sac au dos. Je veux retourner à l'école.
Sauver notre éducation. Aujourd'hui, plus que jamais, il faut investir dans l'éducation en urgence au Sahel et veiller à ce que la déclaration sur la sécurité dans les écoles soit mise en œuvre. Ceci est un cri de cœur, chères autorités.
Combien comme moi ne vont plus à l'école? Combien d'écoles fermées par ceux qui violent? Obligato non parto carondoto. Obligato se va la mio ricordo. Plus de route ne mène à mon école. Plus d'écoliers ne jouent sur le sol. I'm gonna do a back l'école là. I'm gonna me les carmoniers ni les euros.
Je veux entendre à nouveau la cloche sonner le matin tôt. Je veux porter mon sac au dos. Je veux retourner à l'école.
Comme chaque enfant, je veux rêver, voir la vie sourire à mes côtés, retrouver mes jours de classe et dessiner mon avenir. Raiwa papatai seide ilimi, mutai makiara musuko maboko. Raiwa papatai seide ilimi, domiara sune manyangobe.
Ay faji l'école kuro yome. Ay faji ay cheron yo kuro yo kuna. Yero hore yero juri yero kam yero kuro rame. Ay faji kaino yo kaga juri ga koyi ga ka. Haya sibara kala ye macho. Haya sibara kala ye macho.
La cloche sonner le matin tôt. Je veux porter mon sac au dos. Je veux retourner à l'école. Je veux entendre à nouveau la cloche sonner le matin tôt. Je veux porter mon sac au dos. Je veux retourner à l'école.
Sauver notre éducation. Aujourd'hui, plus que jamais, il faut investir dans l'éducation en urgence au Sahel et veiller à ce que la déclaration sur la sécurité dans les écoles soit mise en œuvre. Ceci est un cri de cœur, chères autorités.
Smile. Hi everyone and welcome to this workshop. And you can see we have young people in the studio. Yay! So we have Momanyi, I've forgotten his first name. David Momanyi. He is the CEO of Horn of Africa, and Horn of Africa is Eastern Africa, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Somalia, Ethiopia, and South Sudan. Okay, and then we have one of our colleagues. Sorry, the chairs ran out. So Sangale, everybody wave at Sangale, and then we have her honorable Alex Chege. Alex works with Save the Children regional office, and Alex works with Save the Children regional office, and we are going to be hearing from her later, giving us a presentation about this amazing report that has just come out. So before we go on, some few housekeeping rules. So we have interpretation going on. So if you have French, please look at the bottom of your screen, right about here, I think, or is it just here? Here. you will see a globe button. So the globe button, just click there and then you can be able to choose. There's Portuguese and French interpretation. At this juncture, I would request the Portuguese interpreter, please accept to be upgraded, and the other French interpreter, please lift up your hand because I could only see one for you to upgrade. And I would allow, please, if you can be able to translate that in French for me for a minute, so that because my French is horrible, but for bonjour, bonjour. I'm sure. So those are the housekeeping rules, and welcome to this amazing conversation. So I'm going to get my computer back because for aesthetic purposes I had hidden my computer behind here. So we have a field program. Thank you so much. Sorry, you're not going to be on the screen. The space is small. So we will start our program, and I'm going to invite Cleophas Maragia from Save the Children African Union Regional Office. Cleophas is a child rights governance advisor at Save the Children. I've known Cleophas for a very long time, and I'm really proud of the work that he is doing at the AU level. Cleo, for the welcoming remarks. Cleophas, are you there?
Yes. Yes, I'm here, Jennifer.
Okay, welcome, Cleophas.
Can you please confirm if you can hear me before I proceed?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much, everyone. I feel the energy in the room, and I get tempted a little bit to ask maybe how many young people, in essence, Jennifer, do you have in the room? I realized today morning that I passed the threshold of being a young person as per the Kenyan Constitution about 2 years ago. And I'm still a young person at heart, but I would really like maybe Momanyi to answer that question at some point. And Alex, if we are still in that, the AU Commissioner for Education, Science, Technology and Innovation, Her Excellency Sarah Nyang'agot, colleagues from the Africa Union, civil society organizations, our African youth, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Save the Children and our director and AU representative, Doris Mpumo, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to this important event. So ladies and gentlemen, just a bit of a snapshot to highlight why we are here. We all know that among the 6 major grave violations committed against children is attacks on education. And when we look at statistics, in only the first 7 months of 2020, there were over 90 incidents of attack on education in Africa alone. These attacks on education have a devastating impact on all students and teachers, and the impact that they have, especially for girls and women, including early pregnancy, the stigma associated with sexual violence, children born out of rape and lost education is immense. In addition, specifically female students and educators suffer horrific acts of violence within schools and universities, and we all need to remedy these attacks on education by military as well as other armed actors. The Safe Schools Declaration is a key document, which I'm sure we are all aware from the background studies and the documents that have been shared, that entails the responsibility of the state and non-state actors to make individual and collective efforts towards ensuring safe education for all. So as we are aware, the government of Nigeria through the Federal Ministry of Education and the Ministries of Defense and Foreign Affairs have agreed to host the 4th International Conference on Safe Schools that will be held in Abuja in October of this year from the 25th to the 27th, and will be co-hosted by Norway, Argentina, Spain, and the Global Coalition for the Protection of Education from Attacks. The conference will bring together practitioners, researchers, civil society organizations, and government decision makers, and it will be a platform to share strategies and progress in making the promise of safe education into a reality for African children and youth. The conference will also focus on highlighting how texts at national and international capacities to protect education. So ladies and gentlemen, we've all heard that Africa is a young continent. Africa the youngest continent, our future as a continent is under threat because children and young people continue to bear the brunt of armed conflict. And we all know that the damage that it does to them lasts for a lifetime. So this consultation is an opportunity to both build the capacity of our young people on the Safe Schools Declaration. It's really important that young people, children, know what the Safe Schools Declaration is, how it can be used to ensure that we effectively prevent attacks on education. But it's also an opportunity to get their recommendations on how the declaration can be effectively implemented on the continent. And this is why I jokingly asked about the panel that is with Jennifer, for example. How many times, how often do we involve the youth when we are crafting these policies, these declarations that affect them directly? How often do we involve them in the monitoring of the implementation of these declarations? And how do we make sure that we get their ideas on board, because they are the ones that are most affected by armed conflict on the continent? So I will urge all our young people in the audience to use this opportunity to reflect on the Safe Schools Declaration. Let's have a credible discussion, recommendations on how to ensure that we protect our children and young people from attacks in schools, get clarification, and craft proper and hard-hitting statements that are going to be delivered on our own behalf during the Safe Schools Conference later on in October. Save the Children will continue to support various initiatives to accelerate advocacy at national, regional, and continental level to ensure that children and young people are protected from the effects of armed conflict. And to this end, as you may all be aware, the African Platform on Children Affected by Armed Conflict was successfully launched mid this year. The platform took cognizance of the important role of children and young people in advocacy to end all violence against children and young people. And the platform will give space to the children, young people within that platform to participate in those efforts. I would like to sincerely thank you for taking time to be part of this important event. I wish you very fruitful deliberations, and we will be online just to answer any questions that you may have so that we ensure that we have a successful session this afternoon. Thank you very much, and over to you, Jennifer, and the young people. Thank you.